Hello everybody and welcome back to Rise of Industry. As always, I am Dor, and today we're going to go ahead and level up our town one more time here. We just unlocked it in between episodes, and we're going to go ahead and go with the clothing store this time. I think all the stuff in the clothing store is able to be crafted with the stuff that we have available in our area. We just need to go ahead and maybe place down some cotton farms and maybe some like cow farms and stuff. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to go with that. And we're just going to go ahead and buy our way into it again. We have the money for it, I believe. So let's just go ahead and rank up our town like that. And now we have the clothing store in Orin that we can go ahead and trade with. So if we go ahead and click on it, we can go ahead and see what we need to go ahead and make. So we need t-shirts, we need overalls, we need light fabric, we need winter clothing, heavy fabric, dye, fibers, and napkins. So I think all of that is available to be crafted, and we just need to go ahead and spend the money on unlocking them. So the dye is pretty simple. We have a berry farm already, and we just need to mix that with water. We can go ahead and make that. We need the fibers, so we need to go ahead and unlock the cotton fields and the fiber things. We also need the light fabric. We also need the summer clothing, the napkins. We didn't have the quilt on there, so I'm not going to unlock that. We had the overall looking thing, which were the work clothes, and we had the winter clothes as well. And I think that was everything. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was there one more thing that we don't have researching right now? We didn't toggle the winter clothes, but everything is right here pretty much. But for the winter clothes, we need this thing. And then we also need a ball of yarn. So I'm guessing we need another farm. And it's probably going to be the sheep, if I had to guess, because I don't know where else we would get the yarn from. But yeah, we don't have enough money for that. That's 5.6 million. And I didn't even think about looking at the prices for these things, which is pretty pricey. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. So let me go ahead and take the loan, and then we're going to stop a couple of these researches because I don't have the money for that. Let me clear those. We need to clear the winter or the summer clothes as well. These ones are 1.8 a piece. Let's actually clear both of those because, again, we don't have the money for that. And I think we are good with that. We're going to go ahead and start producing cotton and the fibers, and then maybe the dye as well. Since we already pretty much have that line set up already, we just need to build whatever building it is that's going to allow us to start producing dye here. And I don't know why the game paused itself. Maybe because we went bankrupt is why it paused itself, maybe. I don't know why, but okay. But let's go ahead and see which one of these factories is going to let us make the dye. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be this guy, the textile factory. And we can actually place that over here by this stuff since we have the berries being produced, I think, right here. And then this warehouse is constantly full of water as well. So we can just kind of kill two birds with one stone here. Let's go ahead and place the factory here. And let's see if that's the correct one here. So we need to be producing dye, and it should automatically be being fed the stuff it needs, I think. Right? The warehouse is giving this thing water, and it's going to be giving it berries. Textile factory, yes indeed. Okay, cool. So then we're going to have the dye going back into the warehouse, and then we need to go ahead and set the lineup for this thing to actually take that back to the other warehouse that's in the town to actually sell it. So we need the dye, which is this guy, going back to this warehouse, and that's pretty much all we need to do. So that's the dye line up and running. We might want to go ahead and expand the berries though, because I don't know if actually no, we have a ton of berries, right? We have 6 of them over here, and then we have another 51 in this warehouse. So yeah, I think 3 patches is going to be more than enough berries being produced. We'll go ahead and keep an eye on that. I'm going to clear these things because there's no point in having those there anymore. We are also going to go ahead and have to plant a cotton farm here as well. So let's go ahead and place one of those down here. And how big are the fields? I'm going to pause it for a second just to kind of see how big the fields are because I want to go ahead and try and squeeze as many in as I can. So we have the cotton selected. They are, what is that, a 5x4 little patch. Pretty much the berry patches as well. Okay, so I'm going to try and have them over here. We can place down 3 to begin with, and then the 2 extra ones I think we should have researched already. No, we don't have them researched, so we should be fine doing this. I'm going to go ahead and delete this building. And I think I paused it in time to not lose any money. 175, is that how much the building costs? Yes, 175. Okay, so we're not going to lose any money doing this. And I'm going to go ahead and place it so we can go ahead and squeeze 3 of the patches of cotton in right here on the side. So there we go. We have the cotton placed as well. I think we need to set this one in motion too. It's already going to the warehouse, so that means this thing should be giving it water. Plantation, I think that should be plantation 2, right? Yeah, we are sending it water already, so we're good. Something that I noticed in between episodes is actually that we need to go ahead and place down one of the air scrubber things over here on the road as well, because we are polluting the floor just by having a bunch of trucks come through. So I don't think this is my doing. I think it's because the NPC is also driving through this area and they have a ton of trucks coming through delivering their stuff. So we also need to place down one of these guys just for the sake of clearing up the land here and not having our stuff get affected by it. So I'm going to place this right here. And is that going to be in range of the warehouse? No, it's not going to be in range. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that line up really quick. It's relatively simple. Let's go ahead and have you taking the water and plopping it in over there. And that's all we needed to go ahead and do. That's going to go ahead and clear up all the little bit of pollution that's kicking off right here on the road. And it shouldn't really affect our farms too much. If it does get out of hand, I don't think produce anything on the farm fields that are affected by it. I think. But there we go. We have the cotton being produced. Do we need the cotton going anywhere? I don't remember what we needed that for. I think we needed another factory to go ahead and produce the fabric thingy-mabobbers that we just unlocked. Yeah, we need it for fibers. Okay, so let's go ahead and plop down another factory. And it's probably going to be another textile factory. I'm going to pause it again just so we don't lose any money if it's wrong. And we will go ahead and place that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and place it next to the other one, just for the sake of having these factories close by. I don't think it's really going to matter, but we'll go ahead and have this one making the fibers. And I think this should have automatically set itself up in a way that it should be getting fed, and it is. Okay, so I'm not going to have any cotton going back to the main warehouse, so I don't need this thing going to the warehouse. So let me disable that and send it directly to the factory, and then the factory should be automatically taking it back to the warehouse, and the warehouse can go ahead and then take it back to the main town here and sell it. So let me go ahead and find that in this listing of stuff and send it back on over here. And we should be good there. And I think for the most part, that's all we need to go ahead and set in motion until the cows are done. But we still need more money to go ahead and unlock the other things here. I don't think we can really do much with the cows until we see what they produce. And maybe we get lucky and have some of their stuff here in the town to sell, which it doesn't look like. We have mutton and we have fish. We don't have any cow-related stuff. Oh, you know what? We have leather. We can sell that for almost 9 grand a piece. So maybe we can get some use out of it if we need to go ahead and start producing that stuff. But I think for right now, I'm going to go ahead and let it run for a second and see if we can maybe pay off the loan. Because, yeah, I want to go ahead and clear that if we can. Also, I forgot to mention, but in between episodes, I went ahead and placed down the extra little bits that we could. So on our oil stuff out here, I placed down the extra little oil rigs that we were able to off of the research. And I think I also did that over here with the copper stuff and the gas fields over here. I don't remember if I did that anywhere else, but I think that's all I did in between episodes as well. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit, let the money generate, and hopefully pay off this loan so that we don't have the interest eating into our profits here. Okay, so we have that loan paid off. We don't have that hanging over us anymore, so we are good there. We're just generating some income now. But we are running into an issue where we are at capacity on stuff, and this one keeps not having the gasoline or the natural gas thing delivered, even though we should have some in here. Yeah, we have 84. So I think what we need to do is actually separate stuff out of the warehouses or try and do better with the traffic. I think that might be what's happening as well. They can't leave consistently because we just have like terrible traffic right here. We have a 3-way intersection that is causing things to back up here. So we might want to go ahead and actually move this all down here, because now we have one of the researches that allows us to expand the reach of the warehouse. So we can kind of move the warehouse wherever we want. So I'm going to go ahead and scooch all of that over here and try and keep the buildings and stuff that we need to deliver to in the town within range. I actually don't know where the new building is. Can I see that on here? Does it like highlight when I hover over it? It does not. Okay, so I don't know. I know this is the hardware store. Oh, you know what I can do? I can just go ahead and do this. There we go. So the new clothing store is all the way on the back of the town. So we need to make sure that the radius of the warehouse is still hitting that building. So let me go ahead and actually pause the game right about there, and we can go ahead and start deleting buildings. We're going to lose a lot of items inside the building right now because we just don't have them leaving the warehouse with those items, unfortunately. And I'm going to go ahead and see if it's because of the traffic. And if it's not because of the traffic and it's because of the warehouse not being able to keep up with it, then we're going to have to place down more warehouses. But for right now, let's go ahead and do that. $450,000 down the drain. And let's also delete the train tracks to about here-ish. We might need to go ahead and place them back down in a second. I'm not quite sure. But let's go ahead and place down another warehouse. So we need this thing to hit the back of the town, and it's actually not showing it the biggest it should be because we don't have the building thing toggled. We have to actually place it down for a second and then change the reach of the thing. So we can do that, and that's not going to be within range. We are just outside of it, probably about like 6 or 7 tiles. So let's actually delete the building and try scooting it back to about here. Oh, actually, no, that's not going to be far enough either, is it? We can try here. No, we can't try there either. We're going to pretty much place it right where it just was. I'm going to try here. I'm going to tuck it into the corner right there and swap it back to the big one. And is that still out of range? That's still slightly out of range. I think we have one more upgrade for this thing, though. Where was that thing at? This thing here. For 1.8 million, we can unlock another 5-tile reach. So for the time being, we wouldn't be able to go ahead and deliver to the clothing store until we get this thing unlocked. So let's give that a go. That's going to take us 54 days to unlock it. So for right now, we'll go ahead and remove the warehouse because we should be able to go ahead and place it right here where I had it the first time. And then when we expand the radius, it should hopefully hit the clothing store. Fingers crossed here. So we'll just go ahead and place it over here. And we'll try to go ahead and arrange the traffic in a way that hopefully helps it. Oh, you know what? I can just go ahead and count this, right? We have 10 tiles, so that's within range. I don't know if it actually has to be completely covered by the radius of the thing, but we can actually just count the tiles out and have it placed 10 tiles out from the clothing store. So when we unlock the thing, we can just go ahead and upgrade the reach of it, and then it'll go ahead and connect back into the clothing store. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick and just count the tiles and see where we need to place this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place it right here. And we are going to hopefully have it work the way it should. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and copy what the NPCs are doing, right? With the NPCs, they are pretty much having their warehouse surrounded by a road. So it's like a roundabout around the warehouse. So I'm also going to go ahead and do that because it seems to be working for them. I might as well try and take things that they're doing and try and utilize it on our own building here as well. So let's go ahead and cover our warehouse like they have theirs. And then we can go ahead and place down our train depot again. That's another thing that the computer doesn't seem to be using at all. They don't seem to really be using trains for anything. It just seems like they're going full on trucks, and it seems to be working for them. But we're going to go ahead and keep our train thing just so we don't have so many trucks on the road. So let me go ahead and place that thing down again. I think we can go ahead and place it here. I don't think it's really going to have too much of an issue. I need to go and make sure we have the thing facing the right way. And as long as I place it within the radius of the warehouse, we're fine. So I'm actually going to go ahead and drag it away from the warehouse a little bit here and place it, if I place it right here, we can just run a road straight down and connect back into the main little circle road there. So let's actually try and not have to move the rails too much. You know what? No, never mind. Let's just go ahead and place it right here. And then we'll go ahead and run a road back to the warehouse and connect it in. Like so. And then we'll just go ahead and delete a little bit more of the rails here and connect it into the warehouse again. And that should go ahead and work. So we need to have this one connected into this guy. I don't want it doing that. Let me try here. And then can we have you connect in? There we go. Then we can go ahead and have the other rail do the same thing here. So let's go ahead and have you connect into that. Nope, you're crossing tracks for some reason. Let's try and go from the depot. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and have to rearrange the routes here because it's not going to automatically reconnect like that, but we should be good with this thing. Let me change this over to that, and I think we should be good. Let me just clean up a little bit of the road. And for the most part, I think that's good. Eventually, I'm going to go ahead and swap out all the dirt roads to the pavement stuff here, but for right now it should be fine. We don't really need it all that much. Let me go ahead and start progressing the game here and see if things start like crashing on itself here, because we might need to fix things a little bit quicker. I'm not quite sure. I know for sure most of the stuff's not going to be coming over here, right? All the stuff that's being produced over here shouldn't be coming over here anymore. The water that we had going into this thing shouldn't be going over there anymore. Yeah, none of this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, this one's not going to be doing anything. So I for sure need to go ahead and rearrange all of the routes. But hopefully we can go ahead and see if this is going to kind of work out a little bit here or not. You know what? I just had like a complete brain fart there. Nothing's going to work because we don't have anything being produced over here that sells to make any money. It's all over here. So I do need to go ahead and set up those routes again. Let me go ahead and do that really quick before we get too far into the red and end up bankrupting ourselves completely here. So let me go ahead and fix that really quick. Okay, well, we ran into a little bit of a hiccup here. Even though I placed this within 10 tiles, I guess it does need to be completely covered by the radius of the thing here, even though we expanded out to 40 so far. We are 1 tile short, which I figured wouldn't be an issue, but it is an issue. We don't have enough radius to actually interact with that building, unfortunately. So to get around that, we just have to go ahead and manually set up the destination routes here, which is not too big of an issue. We just need to keep an eye on that and make sure that we're actually doing that, because if we don't, then we're just going to have stuff sitting in a warehouse and not going anywhere. So far, I only had to go ahead and set up the clothing store and the air purifier. Those are the only 2 items that I've seen in this town that are not within range of the warehouse, but it should be fine. Everything's going to be working the way it should be working. This guy should be getting the oil, which actually I don't know if it actually is, because now I can see that that's not in the range and it's not coming to this place. Or you know what? No, I don't even have this coming to the warehouse, did I? I only had it going to this place to go ahead and get sold or get turned into plastic bottles and then get sold off. So yeah, we should be good. We already have it automatically going to its own little store anyways. We never had that going to the warehouse. After a certain bit, we went ahead and just disabled that. So only time's going to tell whether or not this is actually going to work. So if it does, great. If not, then we need to place down more of these, which is not too big of an issue. It's only 150,000. It's not the end of the world for us. But what I think I'm going to go ahead and do in between episodes here is actually try and save up money to unlock the rest of the researches that's going to allow us to fulfill the little building there. So like all of the textile stuff here, I want to go ahead and actually supply one whole industry. And so far, it's pretty much only going to be this one. This one's not too difficult to do. We need a farm for the dye, which we have already. And then the rest of this, I believe, is just cow items and then another sheep farm. And I think the napkins are maybe lumber related. I could be wrong there. No, that's actually this stuff. So just what we have being produced already. So yeah, I would like to have the entire industry that's in this town supplied with their stuff, so all the clothing stuff here if I can, and try and figure out what is going on with this warehouse, because that's causing a lot more issues than I thought it would. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and try and work on that research in between episodes, so next episode we can go ahead and try and do all that. But for today, that's going to go ahead and be it. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.